Hey, I'm Ayuma Michelle, and welcome to Let's with Ayuma. This is an online safe space where millennials can learn how to thrive with purpose. So, Happy New Year and Happy New Decade! I am so excited. I'm so excited that we made it this far and that we are actually a generation that's actually seeing a new decade, and it's a really big deal because many started with us but haven't finished with us or continued with us. So it's something really to be grateful for, right? And today I'd like us to focus on just getting to learn more about me, because some of you sent me messages and told me that, hey, can we know more about you? And I was like, why? By the way, that's a really, really great idea. So yeah, I have written a list of 10 things that I'd like you guys to know more about me. And if you feel that you'd like me to expound more on these in future videos, please let me know and I will be more than happy to share, right? This is our community, so let us build the kind of content we want to see out of it, right? And comment below if already you know or you desire to know something particular, like a specific type of content. Comment below and I'll work on it, right? Yeah, so let's get started, right? First and foremost, this one might catch you by surprise, but not really by surprise, but I guess it's in how it is perceived, is that the first and foremost, I am Kenyan. And it might seem obvious to some people. I don't know what looks Kenyan about me. Like, you guys just let me know. But many people often think that I'm West African. So whenever I meet with normal, ordinary Kenyans, they always assume that I am West African. So you guys just let me know what exactly looks West African about me. You know, I maybe I don't know. Just let me know. And then whenever I meet Nigerians, they think I'm Ghanaian. Whenever I meet Ghanaians, they're like, "Oh, you have high cheeks." That you sort of look Ghanaian. So yeah, I'm Kenyan. I am Kenyan, you guys. Why don't you guys want me to be Kenyan? Accept me, I'll be one of your own. Yeah, so I'm Kenyan. So oftentimes that's always mixed up. Like everywhere I go, most of the time I always have to confirm or affirm that I am Kenyan. And then people are like, oh, this whole time I've always thought you're Ghanaian or something. Yeah, so number two is one, like, the background reason why I actually really started this space is because I've literally become frustrated with how millennials are misunderstood, and the fact that literally, like, all over the place, corporate, societal, even in the church, many people have this they have this connotation of millennials as, that we are lazy, that we are entitled, and all of that. And sometimes even millennials who don't know they are millennials are the people who turned 23 between the range of 23 to 38 in 2019. So happy birthday in advance. 2020, we are going to turn 24 to 39. Sometimes millennials don't even know they're millennials. So the reason why I specifically created this platform is so that we can actually know who we are as a generation. But also, I believe that my purpose is, turning around and repurposing stories for good. So I want to repurpose the story told about millennials for good, because you guys, this is my generation, and if you not ask, then who's going to retell this story, who's going to redefine this story? So yeah, I truly have a heart for millennials, people just like me, because I know I do the work. So hearing somebody coming and saying, oh, you're entitled, my friend, have you met me? And us, and then there's also the fact that I know coaching is expensive, and I know what it is like to be at a certain space in your life where you just need a little help, you just need a little push, you just need some affirmation or a tool or just something that can push you forward into success, but not being able to access that. So I get it, and I have been there, and I know that even how coaching has been the awareness of coaching in our country hasn't been so good, because literally anyone can be a coach, literally, because coaching is all about going on a journey with somebody, being guided onto something, on a specific goal for a particular period of time. That's what coaching is. And all of us know something, and all of us have coached somebody. or coach ourselves with something. So the idea is to basically break down coaching, to humanize it, to democratize it, and to make it accessible, so that if I share something that gives you a little light, you know, that's why I'm here. And of course, I want to succeed as a coach. So I'm not just saying that, oh, this is just a free thing, but this to me is like ministry. This to me is giving back. And of course, if you'd want me to work with you one-on-one on coaching, then reach out to me. On the description box, you'll find my website, let's find yourstory.com, and we can work together. But I think most importantly, I just want to have a great impact in our generation. And I do not want one day to look back and think that I didn't do anything about it. So this is me doing something about it, and because I truly have a passion for people just like me, fellow millennials. Yeah, so that's the true emotional background of why this really matters to me, why this platform really matters to me. So thank you for all who've subscribed so far. Please like, comment, subscribe, and we'll journey together. So the third one, number 3, is I speak 4 languages and I shrub in one. So I speak English, Kiswahili, although, when I went to Zanzibar, that was a completely different Kiswahili I had there. I actually needed a translator. I also speak French, not so fluent, but it can get me around. And then I also speak Luya, because that's my indigenous language, for my parents, although my dad's dialect is so like, I cannot even understand it. In Luya, we used to be a kingdom, and we have, I think, 25 or 14 dialects. So the easiest for me to get is the one for my mom. But my dad's is, I can't. And he's a mixture of two. So yeah, I can't. And then the language in which I shrub in is actually Kikuyu. I grew up in my childhood, we moved a lot because of my parents' career lives. So there's a time I lived in Viruta Satellite, and I think that was my best childhood ever. Like, my best childhood memories are actually in Viruta Satellite, Seti. So it was a predominantly Kikuyu, community. So from the teacher to the grocery shops to everywhere, even your neighbors, in church, everyone was mainly speaking Kikuyu or with a Kikuyu accent. So even when I was being taught in school, I was being taught in school with a Kikuyu accent. So for those of you who maybe I've had meetings with you or I've met with you and you hear me shrub, or shrubbing is a slip of the tongue, in Kikuyu, please understand, eh? I value my childhood, and yes, I do understand Kikuyu. Yeah, so that's me. The fourth one is that I come from a family of 5, and yes, I'm a middle child. And because I'm a middle child, it's really made me stand out in various ways. I'm sort of like, I would say I'm like the unicorn of the family. I just live in my own world. I do my own things. I pursue things which are not the norm. And when I was a child, I really used to struggle with it because I was withdrawn. I used to face a lot of bullying. I used to think that I am not so beautiful because my sisters are really light skinned, and and I'm the tallest and I'm the skinniest. So at that time when I was really young, so, and at that time I was really looked down upon because of my appearance and stuff. So it's been a long journey of love to accept who I am, to accept how I stand out, to just accept that I'm a unicorn, fellow unicorns. Yeah. So the fifth one is my background. My background and is actually journalism. By training, I'm a journalist. But I actually shied away from journalism because of you guys. I went through a traumatic job search. Once I graduated from uni, I studied at JSTAR, but when I learned that there's a certain way we were taught that when we went into the job market, there are some things we were not prepared for at all. Things like corruption, things like, oh, your name, your surname makes or breaks your career. Like, you can literally just get a job because of your surname. And then also for women, like the sexual harassment that's out there. Like, for goodness sake, it just reached a point where I was like, I can't be going for every single job, interview and being asked for sex. I was like, no, please. So that's why I just, left that whole thing and just pursued writing instead. So I ended up writing for, top newspapers in the country, ended up writing for, great magazines. And one of my greatest achievements, I guess, as a writer, is actually writing 36 beautiful animations, where I ensured that because I was the only woman in that particular organization, and I worked with amazing creatives and writers who worked for Disney and Pixar, And on this project, I got to write 36 amazing scripts, animation scripts, where because I was the only woman, African woman on the team, I got to ensure that the protagonists of all of those stories were African women. So yay! Yeah, and then the sixth one is that I am a first generation woman entrepreneur in my family. I think one of the strongest entrepreneurs in my family is my dad. But growing up, it was never made known to me that I could actually be an entrepreneur. So my journey to entrepreneurship actually came out of necessity, because I had searched for jobs. It reached a point I had searched for jobs for such a long time, and I was like, "Aki God, why am I looking for jobs and I'm not getting any job? Like, what's wrong with me?" And it just reached a point when I just explored. A friend shared with me that the definition of insanity is doing the exact same thing and expecting a different result. I'll never forget that. And so I was like, why am I keeping on looking for jobs and not getting jobs and expecting to get a job? So that's when I just challenged myself to explore something new, and I just ventured into entrepreneurship. My first business was called Kahawa Culture. I did event management, where I did networking events, bringing innovators together in Nairobi over coffee, and, to just explore, supporting each other and sharing our stories. But because I realized people don't really know how to share, people sell instead of share about themselves. So yeah, it's been a long time coming. So if you guys would like me to share more about my journey into entrepreneurship and struggles like in the job market, and how I was able to repurpose rejection, from loss of job opportunities and stuff, into actually something that works. Right now I run Let's, and it's been 4 years, 4 amazing years, and I couldn't have imagined that person, that amazing woman that I was, searching for a job and getting rejected constantly for 3 years, it would have led to this journey. So if you'd like me to share more about that, please comment below and let me know. Yeah, so I'm a first generation woman entrepreneur, and there are many of us out there. So let's make this worthwhile, right? The seventh one is that it's really funny. When I was in class 2, I was 8 years old, I think. That's actually when I got my first proposal. Yeah, class 2. But it was by this Sudanese classmate, a boy who was a Sudanese classmate, and my best friend at that time was his sister. And it was during playtime, like break time in between lessons, and he just came to me, and then he knelt down on the playing ground, and then he opened this little matchbox. He had a matchbox, so he opened it, and inside it there was a little golden ring, and then he was like, "Would you be my girlfriend?" And imagine, I had to turn him down. I told him no, because first of all, I was just a child. Like, what are all these serious things of rings and stuff? I was like, this is too serious. Like, this is too intense. Like, no. So I said no. But also, I had a crush on his best friend. Yeah, his best friend was this cute guy. Like, he was so cute to me as a child. He was so cute. So I was like, I do not want. And for me, I'm very strategic like that. Like, when I want something, I make sure there's no competition around. So I wanted it to be clear that I am not that I am not entertaining, because I was focused on the goal, goals. But also to think about it, this guy, by the time a boy is bringing me a golden ring, that means he stole it. So please, standards. We can't, don't try to please people with things you don't own. Just be yourself. Yeah, so first proposal. And then the eighth one is that I actually have a strong sports background. I used to competitively swim. I used to participate in swimming competitively. And then I also participated in the very first All Africa women's cricket competition. So I'm so proud of that. Yeah, I was a very, very strong batswoman. And then we used to compete with this Indian school called Shri Kuchileva Patel Samaj School. And these kids used to call me Lax Lady. So I have never known why they used to call me Lax Lady. So you guys, what does Lax Lady mean? Like, is it something that I've never known why? But even in athletics, I used to compete also in athletics. My favorite was shuttle relay. I was very strong with short distance running, because I can run really fast, but for a short distance. Marathons, no, that was not for me. Yeah, so that's me. And then the ninth one is that my favorite animal is actually, I have two categories. My favorite animal is a giraffe, because first of all, I'm very, very tall, and I identify with the struggles of the giraffes, but also the beauty and the elegance of the giraffe. I think I'm 6 foot. Like, it reached a point where I just stopped counting. I just stopped. I just stopped counting. Maybe I need to go for another medical exam, so that when you go to the GP and they record you. So maybe I need to go for another medical exam so that I can find out how tall I am. But I just stopped counting. Yeah, but I think I'm 6 foot. And then yes, I wear high heels. Those people who came up with rules and telling people like us that if you're tall you shouldn't wear heels, who created those rules? Have you consulted us? So my favorite animal is actually a giraffe, followed by cats. Any cat animal, I just think they're so elegant, they're so beautiful, they're so poised, and I just really love them. I love cats. And yes, I once owned a cat, but we had to give him away to KSPCA because we've moved into a neighborhood that apparently does not allow pets. I don't know, such people, they have problems. But we are I think we are working hard to make sure that the rules change. Yes. So those are my favorite animals, and I'm a lover of nature. Like anything, I actually watch National Geographic for entertainment. Like, I watch nature channels for entertainment, and I've always been like that ever since I was a kid. I was a serious geek. I watch National Geographic, I watch Discovery Channel, I watch any shows to do with nature. I actually watch it for inspiration, but I just think it's really entertaining and it's factual. So I really like that. And then the last one is, I'm actually a born again Christian. And I got saved. I gave my life to Christ, I think, when I was in 2003. I was in high school. It was during CU. No, was it CU? No, it was during actual service. And the reason why I gave my life to Christ is because I realized for a long time I had thought that being nice means that you're saved. And I remember in primary school, many kids used to call me saved. And because they called me, they considered me to be a goody two shoes. They used to call me teacher's pet. So they used to say, oh, she's saved. So I used to think, oh, so being nice means you're saved, then you're saved. Hey, until I learned that just because you're good, just because you're charitable, just because you do good things does not make you saved. Actually, to just simplify it, being saved means that you recognize that you're a sinner, that you're imperfect, and that you are in need of a savior. So if you actually to get to know many people like myself who are born again, you will discover a whole nother world of ratchetness that we have been saved from, and we still struggle with that, with that ratchet stuff. Like, we're not perfect. We are not perfect. So when you hear somebody say that they are born again, it does not mean that they are perfect. It simply means that they are serving a God who is perfect, a God who is holy, and they are in need of that God so that we can truly live this life in accordance to his standards. So that is it. That is what born again is. I'm born again, and I'm so proud of that. And that's actually one of the inspirations behind this. I'm truly committed to service, and I'm committed to being vulnerable with you so that you can know that you're not alone on this journey. And if you'd like to know more about me, please comment below and ask me, whatever you'd like to know more about me, what expectations you have of this platform, of this channel. Just let me know where, in which areas of your life you look to grow. And also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because I desire to share more content that actually feeds our community. So yeah, I hope that 2020 will be the best year in your life yet. Let's keep journeying together. I'll see you in the next video. This is Let's with Ayuma, where I'm empowering millennials to thrive with purpose. Bye bye.